return to our regularly scheduled program.
Please stand by for further details.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hello and welcome to episode number 15 of Tyler and Lynch on Standby. Thank you very much for checking it out once again. We appreciate it. Still on standby. Still no official job update, but things are looking good. That's all we can say. Also, no word from Chad Kroger yet.
Nothing.
Still people commenting on Nickelback's Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and tagging us in those. Continue to do that. And if we poke the bear hard enough, eventually Chad Kroger will come on the show. I promise that. Big thank you to 604. Big thank you to the Comedy Here Often Podcast Network. And big thank you to the Canadian government. You know what text message I got this morning?
What?
I can officially go book my vaccine.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm pretty excited about it. I got the text early this morning. I was reading it and I was just like, it's happening, you know? And I'm like weird about needles. Like I'm not super thrilled about this situation.
I hate needles.
And I get why people are probably like anxious about taking this new vaccine. It's all brand new, but jab me up with it, you know? The side effects can't be that bad. Like we've talked about it before. Like say in the most extreme case, it gives me a tail. What's the big deal?
You've kind of got a nub already.
Yeah. If you don't know, that's my tailbone sticks out a little bit. It's not a full, like I can't wag it. It's not a tail. But I mean, imagine if you got a real tail. You wag that at a party, you know, you bet someone at a bar, like I bet you a beer that I have a tail and they'll be like, of course they'll take that bet. And then you win. You get a free beer every time you go out. So I'm excited
shots
to get
for
the
a
tail.
shot.
Yeah. You got the vaccinated already because
I
you're
did.
a lot older.
I got the AstraZeneca one.
Okay. Side effects, bad?
I had some side effects. I got fatigued pretty hard. A little bit of a headache, fever, but
No tail?
no tail. But it's basically like having a mild hangover.
How did you get it so soon? That's the part that I'm confused about. Like
I
registered like months ago, and then I see all these people that are definitely in my age range like getting it, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like I'm registered, like
Well, in BC, I know that they have like restaurant industry and essential workers and stuff can go and get it, and that's probably why you haven't got yours
are you
yet.
telling me this podcast is not essential?
Well, it's essential, but not to the point that the government thinks it's essential.
Are we not the same as nurses? I'm pretty sure we're healing people here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. We got a message actually from Cat Lady on Instagram.
Okay.
That's her handle, just at Cat Lady. It says, was at the hospital and one of the nurses was listening to you on their phone. You have a fan at Mission Memorial Hospital. So shout out to whoever is listening from Mission Memorial Hospital. Send us an email. We want to know who you are. And thank you for listening out loud in the hospital. Hopefully that seems maybe inappropriate, but we're not your boss, so we don't care.
I don't know if that's inappropriate. Why not?
I don't know. I showed my feet in a recent episode,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe they're looking at that as like medical issues.
Please reach out, though. I want to know who's listening. TylerandLynch@gmail.com. Producer Alexi, you're here once again. Thank you very much for joining us, as always. The last episode was Dan Mangan, and a big thank you to him once again. That was a lot of fun.
Dan is a great human.
Great guy. Very deep chat.
Yeah.
Little out of character for us, but it was fun. It was cool to hear like his creative process, and he's such an interesting fella and well-spoken. It was great. So yeah.
He said he'd come on again too.
And talk about some more fun stories.
Yeah.
And when the new record comes out, so we have that to look forward to. I want to talk about your dog hating.
Okay, wait. I don't hate dogs.
Because we're getting into like dog season, you know. All morning I've been claiming it's ankle season, ankle socks.
Yeah,
you
your
know,
ankles
just show
look
off a
great.
little ankle. The weather's getting nicer. You're going out to the park. There's dogs everywhere. And you put out another boomer of a tweet. Every time Lynch tweets, I'm just like, stop. This one read,
It was a good observational tweet.
is there anything funnier than being a bystander and watching two dog owners look at each other awkwardly as their dogs sniff each other's assholes? Was your exact tweet. Now,
Yep.
First off, using assholes in a tweet, a little aggressive.
Well,
You could have said buttholes.
I could have said buttholes.
Assholes. Why'd you decide on assholes? So you made it more graphic than it needed to be.
I just think it's funny. And that was the first thing that came to my head.
Right.
It's true.
Are you trying with this tweet to like convince people that you like dogs? Like,
I
what
do
are you
like
trying
dogs.
To, what's the message you're trying to get across here?
I think it's hilarious when you watch two owners who are just staring at each other while their dogs are doing their thing. And the dogs don't give a shit.
Right.
The dog's just like, yep, I'm going to sit here for 10 minutes smelling this other dog's butt. And the owners are like, okay, I guess. Cool. Thanks, Dave. Assuming that's her dog's named Dave.
Right. It must be. Yeah, most dogs are named Dave. So are you saying that dogs are disgusting because they sniff each other's assholes?
No, I think it's funny because dogs just don't care. And the humans sit there and will wait for whatever their dog needs to do until it's time for them to decide that they want to go.
I just find it pretty ironic that you hate dogs, yet you're spending all this time.
Okay, we need to stop this. We need to stop this absolute lie that I hate dogs.
Why?
Because I love dogs. I grew up with dogs my whole life. In fact, today is the anniversary of when we put our lab down.
Oh, Jesus.
It's been 8 years.
God, why are you...
It is. It's the anniversary. Par was the best. He was the best dog.
We're having this fun riff about dogs, and then you just got to bring it down with... Why you got to bring it down?
No, I think Par was great. He was the best pet. It's been 8 years.
Okay. You really brought that down. Is this your defense now? Like, yeah, just anytime. I don't even know if I trust this. I don't know if it's actually the anniversary. I feel like you're just using it to segue out of the fact that you hate dogs. You're like, oh, it's the anniversary. So then everyone's like, oh, I'm sorry, Lynch. And then moves on. When really you're like,
I love dogs.
When really, like, I'm glad he's dead. That's what you're thinking.
My God, man. That there is morbid. I love dogs. I know I brought it up. I'm just saying it's an important day. I write it in my calendar and stuff. It's like, hey, it's Par's anniversary.
Why do we need to stop telling people you hate dogs?
Because everybody like texts me or whatever, or message me like, you really hate dogs? Even my mom was like, Tyler needs to stop saying that you hate dogs.
No, Barb didn't say that.
Yes, she did say that.
Barb's on my side like 99% of the time.
Well, this is the 1% of the time that she's not on your side.
I find it hard to believe that Barb doesn't agree with me on this.
She does not.
No.
She knows my love for dogs.
Right.
And yeah, I was bitten by dogs. I know.
Lots of them. Too many. If you missed the whole story, I guess we should explain that. Lynch has been bitten by 3 dogs in his life, which is 3 too many dogs. And if a dog doesn't trust people, you shouldn't trust that person either. Well, people like break up over that kind of thing. Like it'll be like a new relationship and they'll be like, my dog doesn't like him. I guess I can't keep dating him or whatever it may be.
Well, 2 of the dogs are police dogs.
Yeah.
So, give me a pass on that.
I don't think we give you a pass on that. If anything, we should be concerned as to like why police dogs hate you. Like, do you have cocaine up your asshole? Like, what do you?
Police dogs bite everybody.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like that's not true. If police dogs were just walking around biting people, that would be a big issue.
Well,
They're supposed to bite specific people.
The way I got bit was I came around the corner too quick, surprised them, and that's how I got bit.
Okay, that's one.
The other one was my dad told me to put on an armbar suit and run. And that was it.
That one's not your fault.
And then
my
dad was like, run. And then he let the dog go and the dog came down and bit me and it punctured right through the thing.
Okay. We'll give you a pass on that one.
Okay.
So that's 2 police dogs. There's also one
There's one that I was petting while I was holding a Subway sandwich. And I blame Subway 100% for that because the sandwich is a delicious foot-long meatball sandwich. And the dog ended up wanting to go for the sandwich and bit me.
Right. The dog's like, I love yoga mat bread.
Yeah.
It's my favorite type of bread. Wasn't we got to be careful on this one, but wasn't there an article recently that like in Ireland, there's a class action lawsuit against Subway because it ended up that the tuna didn't have tuna in it?
Yeah, it wasn't made out of
something
fish.
Like that. Like, I don't know what. I'll eat Subway all day. I love it. But it's one of those restaurants where you're like, I don't know what this is.
You have to remember, it's still fast food.
Right.
And fast food is not good for you.
Yeah. People are like, it's not. It's healthy. It's Subway. It's I don't know.
Yoga mats.
Yeah.
But yeah, stop the lies about the dog hate.
Keep telling everyone that. Just spread it around. Make memes or like whatever. Going to the park. Ankle season. Dogs are out. Here's a trend that I've noticed, and I'm sure it's happening across Canada as it starts to get nicer out, but we've had like a really nice week here in BC. And you go to the park. Have you noticed that people are getting dressed up to go to the park now?
Like, what do you mean getting dressed up?
Like dressed up fancy to go to the park. Like a month ago, weather-wise, people are still hanging out in the park, but you're really running the risk of, some rain or it gets cold at night or this type of thing. So people are still dressing appropriately for the weather. Whereas like this week has been like in the 20s. It's gorgeous. And you go to the park and there's like, I just noticed people like dressed fancy to go to the park.
Really?
Like there's definitely people going on dates that are like meeting dates at the park. So they're like dressed up for dates. Like I saw a girl like full out like skirt, heels in the park. Like just like getting stuck walking through the grass. Like, and it's not just one. Like, it's people are getting dressed up to go to the park. There's nowhere else to get dressed up and go. The park is becoming a fancy place, and I'm not for it. I don't want to have to wear a suit to the park just to fit in.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Were they taking grad pictures? Because it is grad season, is it not?
Oh, maybe. I mean, no, there's no way. I mean, unless it's a university grad, like she was definitely older.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like, unless it's like a late university goer, I don't think so. Because if I was to guess her age, which you should never do, I would have guessed like 35 probably.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. But people go to university later in life, so that is possible. It is possible. But she was also just by herself, like walking to like, she's not like she had a camera crew with her.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah. She was like walking alone through the park, and I'm assuming like on the way to or back from some sort of park date is what it seemed. And once again, not just this girl, like, the park by my house is filled with fancy people now, and I don't like it. It used to be homeless people and old people, and that was what I was used to. You know, and I could go there fancy. In sweatpants and a hoodie, and I was the best dressed one there. Now there's people in leather jackets. You know, like who's wearing a leather jacket to the park? Like you got fancy overalls, you got real fashion people, like hype beasts. You know, there's
fancy overalls.
Yeah,
what are fancy overalls?
People are wearing overalls, and they're fancy again. Supreme sneakers, things like this. And I'm just like, I don't fit in here at the park anymore. I don't know, I feel like the park's been taken away from me.
I haven't seen any fancy people at the park.
You're not going to the right parks.
Obviously not. I'm still going to the ones with the old people and the homeless people. They've all moved to the park that I go to now, maybe.
Alexi, have you noticed this? You officially have weekends. You're very excited about this. You have Friday and Saturdays off.
Yes.
So you've been getting outside. Have you noticed people dressing up for the park?
Yeah, it's me. It's me.
Oh,
I've been
you're
getting
one of
dressed
them.
up. Yeah, I'm one of them. And actually more specifically to the beach. I've been getting dressed up to go to the beach.
Right.
Why to the beach? You get sand everywhere.
Just to take photos. Just so that everybody knows that I've been at the beach. I've been wearing heels, but I like wore earrings to the beach.
Earrings to the beach.
And like a cool hat scarf thing and like cool shoes.
God, we're so not fashionable.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah, cool. Everything you just described, I'm like, that sounds great, but I don't think I could pull off earrings or a fancy hat at the beach.
No. Fancy is just not in my vocabulary.
Is part of it just like it's nice to get dressed up to go do something?
Yes.
Like that's what I'm thinking a lot of these people are. It's just like, when's the last time you dressed up? Like,
yeah, exactly.
I can't, the last time I actually dressed up, and I like dressing up, but there's just been absolutely no reason for like over a year now. Like I got dressed up for New Year's Eve, just like not doing anything, just for the sake of doing it. And then besides that, like it's been over a year. Like, I think the last time I dressed up was we hosted this event called AbCom, which is this like broadcasters lunch here in British Columbia, where it's like all the companies. It's this big event. There's probably a couple hundred people there.
Way more than that. There's like over 1,000 people there.
1,000?
Yeah, that's massive room that they rent out to them.
Yeah.
It's huge.
I've gone through. Yeah. So we were hosting it last year. I had no idea how many people were there. So there's over 1,000 people there. That was the last time I put a suit on, and that was not a good experience. That did not go well for us. Like, it's a nightmare event to host, to just talk to a bunch of like broadcasters and sales and advertising people who do not care what you're there to say. They're not listening. They're getting drunk with their coworkers. It's a drunk lunch. You know, they're eating. Like, it's just the world's worst event to host. But it's kind of like a rite of passage, we've been told, or maybe that's how we were tricked into it.
That's
when it comes to like Vancouver media, is like everybody has to host it like one time, and then after you host it, you don't have to do it ever again. So we did it, and that was the last time I put a suit on, and we bombed so hard, like in front of the whole industry.
You know what it is?
Like it was so bad.
I get nervous when I put just a suit on in general, just because it's out of my element.
And you get nervous when you're talking in front of people. Like you get real stage fright. Like
it's weird.
I'm like, who is this person? It's hard. Like, and I get it because you don't do it that often. Like I do stand up, or pre-pandemic was doing stand up every week. Like was in front of people.
Yeah, which
is new for you.
You know, and you're good at that.
Right.
You're good at standing up in front of people and telling jokes and all that. I don't do that kind of stuff.
Right. But to me, that's the part that's weird. I'm like, it's not that much different. Like, we're just having a conversation.
Oh,
you
I know
what I mean? Like, it doesn't need to be this weird. Anyways, we're hosting this thing. We bomb real bad. All Lynch's fault. I was doing great. I was killing. Lynch was way off. And the big like award at the end of the luncheon, the reason they do this every year is like this lifetime achievement award. And like in the intro, I had like mentioned and made fun of like it was a guy from, we could say it was a guy from Bell that was winning. And like I just made some sort of joke about it's amazing that Bell has any employees left to give awards to. Like because they fire everybody. And it was right after one of the rounds of layoffs. And then I came off the stage and the lady hosting the event was like, you ruined the surprise. And I was like, what surprise? She's like, the surprise is the end of the show is who wins the award. You just said who won the award in the intro. And I was like, oh, I didn't know it was a surprise. It'd be nice if they told us about that part. Like no one told me it was a surprise. So I ruined the entire luncheon. But then the Bell guy was pretty happy because it gave him time to like prepare a speech. And like,
yeah, he actually thanked us.
Yeah. His family came up to us after the event, like his wife and kids were there and stuff. And his wife came up to me. She's like, thanks for ruining the secret. We've kept it secret for the last 3 weeks. You ruined it in 10 minutes. And I was like, oh, but then he was very thankful.
Yeah. And his kids thought it was great.
Yeah. His kids thought it was hilarious. And they were listeners of ours, not one of their stations. So that was fun. God, to be employed. That was fun. Good times. Maybe that's why we got let go. We bombed Avcom
because of
so
Avcom.
hard. Yeah,
it's
and
been in the
like,
works since
these
then.
guys need to be out of this industry. This is a train wreck. The worst, and I don't want to name any names, but the worst is when TV people host it because TV people, for the most part, all teleprompter, you know, and that's a skill on its own. Like I'm not slighting them. I can't read out loud and make it seem natural. It just seems like I'm reading off a screen. Like it doesn't work for me. So that's a skill on its own. But you put them in a situation where they just have to like riff and host, and there's no script. Whew, that is rough. That is not fun to watch.
But they
it
do
was
look
TV
good.
people 2 years ago, and I was like, I did not envy them. They do look good though.
They do.
That's
they look
true.
very good.
Speaking of looking good, people dressing up for the party. When's the last time you dressed up?
That would have been same time
for you.
Yeah.
Do you remember the last time you dressed up that wasn't to go to the beach, like for some like actual event?
No, maybe like New Year's. Yeah, New Year's as well.
Yeah, New Year's. We got just dressed up in a hotel room, just my girlfriend and I. It was for absolutely no reason. I dressed like a James Bond villain. It was fun. It was a little bit of role play.
All right.
Speaking of fashion, have you heard the new word that's coming out of TikTok? Gen Z has a term making fun of millennials now. I'm just going to let these like...
Making fun of millennials?
Yeah. I'm just going to let these Gen X newscasters explain it.
There's a word running rampant on TikTok. Cheugy. There you go. Thank you. See, I'm not even hip enough.
You're like, what is cheugy? You're about to find out.
Yeah, Los Angeles Gen Xer on the video sharing app started a viral trend by defining cheugy, as someone who follows fads that are no longer in style. So someone who wears graphic tees or hats is a cheugy. Someone who washes their hair with herbal essence shampoo, for real, is a cheugy.
Tyler.
And someone who marries at 20 years old, dang, why are they talking about you like that? It's a cheugy.
I kind of agree with that one, I guess.
Everybody is next on a Friday. People who use Instagram captions like "Thank you, next," cheugy. And the word was originally meant to insult millennials, but luckily it's evolved so any of us at any age can now be considered a cheugy if we follow trends that are no longer in style.
Now, here's my first question. You're Gen X. Is this how it's felt for the last, 10 years, having millennials make fun of your generation? Because now Gen Z's coming for me. And I'm like, hey, what did I do?
Exactly, right? Now you know how it feels.
And it hurts. It cuts deep. So Gen Z's calling all us millennials. Alexi, you're going to be in this category too. I think you're a millennial, right?
I'm on the cusp.
You're on the cusp? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you're a cheugy. You seem trendy.
Is it cheugy or cheugy?
Cheugy.
Cheugy.
I'm definitely a cheugy. Like this is a direct shot at me. You know what I mean? Like ankle socks, cheugy. You know, like are white sneakers still cool? White sneakers
I
ever
think
go out of
so.
style? Am I a cheugy? I think I'm a cheugy. You know, like they're all switching to like boot cut pants. And they're cropping them up high to show off their ankles. You know, I can't pull that off. These are skinny down to the ankle. I don't have the calves for it. I have to be a cheugy. I don't have the calves for it. I've been too lanky my whole life. People who have big calves, usually heavier individuals. If you see a big guy, someone who's like, 280, their calves are jacked because they're carrying around 280 pounds all the time. I am like 100 and I don't even know, 70 pounds, 75
Soaking
pounds?
wet?
Soaking wet. I got no calves. I can't pull off this boot cut stuff. I gotta be a cheugy. Okay? If you're Gen Z, you're watching this, it hurts. There's nothing I can do about it. You're body shaming me by calling me a cheugy. It's not my fault that my calves look like this. That was
You
quite
all
the
right
rant.
there?
I'm sorry. Yeah. But cheugy is
I like
the new
how they're
term.
not going after my generation, though.
Well, they got to that in the end of the clip. They said that it can apply. You definitely are a cheugy.
No way. Listen.
No, you're
Listen to my
definitely-
argument on this. All
Okay.
right. Fashion, every like 30 years or so, comes back into style. So
Right.
Gen X is coming back into style for the millennial or for the Gen Zs, and they're starting to pick up our old fashion trends.
Like what? I guess the real like 90s
It's
look.
true. You look at like those windbreakers, and the flashy fluorescent colors and stuff like that.
Right.
That was all when I was growing up. All that stuff.
So maybe you aren't a cheugy?
No,
Is that
I'm in
what we're-
fashion, bro.
Yeah, look at what you're wearing.
Yeah.
The jacket is fashionable. I've complimented the jacket before. What is underneath this? What is going on? Who is wearing polo shirts with palm trees on it?
It's nice out. This is like my summer fashion. Look at palm trees. You know, got the New Balances on.
I think those are cheugy. That would be an example of cheugy, right? Like the New Balance trend is over.
I maybe it's coming back
Dude,
though.
New Balance is like hip and with it and stuff.
But I feel like the New Balance was like a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then that's what the cheugy
But you
thing
go into
is
like
when
any
you're like
Foot
a
Locker
year,
or
2 years
whatever,
behind.
and there's tons of New Balances, man.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I think Kawhi Leonard made New Balance cool again.
Kawhi did sign, and that was really cool. But that was also, what, 2 years ago?
Still,
Yeah,
he's
like,
still
like once
endorsing
again,
it.
proving the cheugy point.
I'm seeing more and more New Balances. That's why I pulled these ones out of the closet.
What about your Instagram captions? That's the one that got me. I'm like, it's cheugy to the thank you next. I still see that all the time. Like,
Isn't that a song?
yeah, it's Ariana Grande. You don't
So
do
she's
any dumb
cheugy?
captions like that, though, right? Like, I'm just going to yours. The last thing you posted that wasn't the podcast was a beautiful photo of you and your mother.
Yeah.
Aw.
Happy Mother's Day to the best mom ever. Can't wait until we can hang out again. It's been far too long. Miss you. Love you, mom. Cheugy. Loving
How
your
is
mom?
that cheugy?
Loving your mom? So 2 years ago. Who loves their mom openly anymore? God. Kenny Barb, I love you too. I think rather than argue about who's cheugy here, I think we should just accept that we're both cheugy. Right?
More you than I think. Because like I said, I'm coming back around in style.
How more?
Full circle, bro.
Okay.
Is that a cheugy word?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Friend.
So we used to do this thing on the show where we, like the radio show, where we would do the Gen Z language quiz. And that's what made me think about this, where we just like throw out a word that Gen Z's using and then make people randomly guess it. And they would always get it wrong. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody who remembers that is still up to date on what Gen Z is using. And cheugy is the latest. So
All right, then.
we're cheugy. Both of us are cheugy. Alexi, you're not cheugy. You're cool. Hip with it. Dressing up for the beach. Here I am.
Showing off your ankles.
Tight pants. Too cheugy.
No
I feel like that
calves.
meme. You remember that meme of the dog with the skinny legs standing up, and it's just like every guy in his 30s in skinny jeans. That's my
Yes.
body. That is. I felt personally attacked by that one. Also, an update on the earwax situation. This is a what would you call this? A research project that I have on the go.
Yes.
The difference between Asian earwax and Caucasian earwax. Because my girlfriend thinks my ears are disgusting because white people, we have gross, brown, mustardy, goopy earwax, whereas East Asian people have dry, flaky earwax. And we got a message here from Marcus.
Hey Tyler, Marcus here. I want to help you out on your earwax research. So the difference between Asian earwax and Caucasian earwax.
Caucasian?
Yeah, who says that weird, right? Sorry, I
Yeah.
have ice in my mouth. But
Yeah.
Caucasian?
Caucasian?
I'm Filipino, so I'll fall into the Asian category. So
Filipino,
my earwax is a
finish
little bit
that.
different. In the inner parts, inner earlobe, is it inner earlobe? In the hole, my earwax is goopy, waxy, brown, sometimes mustardy color. It easily sticks to the Q-tip. probably stains my clothes.
Ew.
So
That's white earwax.
Yeah.
Just like, I guess, your regular old-fashioned Caucasian earwax.
I can't handle the Caucasian.
The Caucasian earwax.
It's Caucasian, right?
Yeah.
Like, I haven't been saying it wrong my whole life.
No.
It's
No,
Caucasian.
I think Marcus is wrong.
Okay.
All right.
So he's Filipino. He's got goopy on the inside.
However, on the top part of my ear, let's call it the top shelf portion, where you can probably stick like a peanut M&M in. It's crusty, white, and flaky. So just like Asian earwax. But I don't know if you have already had a Filipino in your research. So I don't know where I fall in the spectrum of earwax. So, but I'm Asian. Well, I'm the worst Asian ever. I'm terrible at math. I was born in the Maritimes. I don't like gambling. I'm terrible at pool. I'm the best driver that I know in my 26 years. No accidents that were my fault. So, yeah, I hope this helps out with your research.
Marcus,
I
thank
love you, Marcus.
Yeah,
Thank you so
for
much.
sending in your research. Now, I don't think you're the worst Asian of all time. Don't put that on yourself. The pool thing, I think pool is specifically a pretty Filipino. Like, apparently in the Philippines, they have some of the best pool players in the entire world. So
Really?
I think that's where the pool comment comes from. Either way, we don't need to go over the racial stereotypes that he threw out. What we need to discuss is the earwax. He's got white earwax on the inside and then Asian earwax on the outside. That's something that I haven't come across in any of my research. It's always been one or the other. I haven't met someone who has both. Now, this is the first Filipino that we've heard from, though.
Yeah.
And Philippines is technically like they say that East Asians have the dry, flaky earwax. And I would say that like the Philippines, not a geography expert here, but that's like Southeast Asia. And so I wonder if that's why it's a little different because of how south it is. I don't know. So now I want to know specifically if Filipinos have different earwax. So if you're Filipino, please email us, tylerlynch@gmail.com. Like Marcus, do you also have both on the go? Or does anybody else have both on the go? And where are you from? Because this is fascinating to me. The earwax thing, I'm so blown away by the fact that we have different earwax. Like, I just assumed earwax would all be the same, you know?
You would think.
Yeah.
It's in your ears. It's a gross area.
Right.
It's moist.
Also, to describe the upper part of your ears, the top shelf, and then say you could put a peanut M&M in there.
Peanut M&Ms are huge, Marcus.
How big are your ears?
Like, is he talking about like right here?
Yeah, like how do you get a peanut M&M to stick in
I
there?
couldn't even get maybe a Skittle,
Right.
but not like a peanut M&M.
Right. So that was just a little earwax update from Marcus that I thought was interesting.
Kind of want peanut M&Ms now.
The yellow ones?
Also, some big news. The Smartie McFlurry is back. My tweet worked. I tweeted out, McDonald's, you better be bringing the Smartie McFlurry back or else give the people what they want. And McDonald's listened and they officially brought the Smartie McFlurry back, which means that Lynch needs to snort a McFlurry
Okay, wait a
on the
minute.
show. That's what we said we would do.
I did not agree to snorting a Smartie McFlurry.
Now, I'm convinced that you could snort the ice cream part. I will let you snort. We can remove I don't want you to snort a Smartie because I don't want you to die. And I feel like that could get clogged up there. But I think you could snort the ice cream part, get it to go down your throat into your stomach because it would melt a little bit once it gets in there. It's warm. So we'll just get like.
Do I get anything
spoonful.
for this?
You just got to do like just like a key bump. like just
Smartie McFlurry?
Smartie McFlurry. And if you do that, I'll buy you a McFlurry. I'll buy you the McFlurry that you snort, and then you can eat the rest of it, enjoy it, love it, because the Smartie McFlurry is back. But you did he not say that he would snort?
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
No, I think you
seem
did.
to recall this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seem to recall you guys saying, oh yeah, do it.
So
And me not agreeing to it.
next episode, Wednesday, key bump a McFlurry.
We'll see.
awkward-
We'll
no?
see.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see.
This is why you can't tell them things ahead of time. right? Because then he's like, oh, no. But if I just pulled out a McFlurry right now, he definitely would have just done it. I spoiled it.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm sure I can. We'll make it happen. We got a message.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. We got a voice memo sent in from Steven about the McDonald's ice cream Smartie McFlurry situation.
Ice cream, you scream. God, I'm mad about ice cream. Holy cow. Talking about Smarties and Coffee Crisp and things we don't have in America. Well, not we. They. They also don't have ketchup chips. They also don't have Aero Mint.
Yeah.
They don't have, well, anyway, they don't have lots of things.
Can we pause for a second and just explain who Steven is?
Yep.
Because I know he's going to hear this. Steven, great guy. Used to call into the show every morning. Now sends voice memos to the email after every episode of the podcast, and we appreciate them. Steven, stop talking in limericks. What was that intro? What was that intro? Just get to the point, Steven. Okay, get to the point. That's all I'm saying.
So, I'm down at McDonald's. I get my free ice cream because I have a coupon for something or other. I can't remember why, but I have a coupon. Free ice cream. I get my ice cream. I'm just salivating over it. I take a long lick out of it, and it is sour milk.
Ugh.
Gross, disgusting. I still curdle about it. I go back to the counter, and I'm saying, hey, this ice cream is off. When was the last time you cleaned your machine? Oh, she says, we clean it every week. Every week? You're supposed to clean it every day. I want my money back. Oh, but you didn't use money. You used a coupon. Go ahead, give me my coupon back. No, we can't do that. So not only did I not get ice cream, but I got sour milk and no coupon. I'm just bent. I still taste sour milk to this day when I go to McDonald's. And Tyler, they're McFlurries, not Blizzards. Come on. Let's drop names properly here and get some branding. Take care.
Apparently, I accidentally called it Blizzard last time we were talking about it instead of McFlurry. Did. Sorry, Steven. The other favorite part about Steven here to me is that knowing Steven, this probably happened 6 years ago. He's probably 10 years old, and he's still upset about it. You can hear how angry he is in his voice.
I don't blame him.
No, we were talking about the ice cream machine always being broken and the rumors about how that's because of the cleaning cycle that happens every day and takes like 4 hours or whatever. So to hear that they were only cleaning theirs once a week, I mean, the ice cream machine's on, so that's good, but that's
dairy.
Probably why you're getting sour milk. That's a little disgusting for sure.
And to not give him his coupon back, give him the coupon or give him another coupon.
Yeah.
What?
Did you hear that? What he just said, Lynch?
Coupon?
Yeah.
Coupon?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Give him the coupon back.
Coupon. Stop saying coupon.
All right. This is a coupon.
No, it's a coupon.
It's a coupon.
Yeah.
Regardless, give him the coupon.
Coupon. I don't know how hard this is for you. I don't know why you talk like you're from the States.
I grew up in border towns. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Is Winnipeg?
I've been saying coupon my whole life. Boissevain is 5 minutes from the border. That's why.
My mom also says that coupon. Maybe it's a generational thing.
Maybe it is. It's coming back around again. Gen Z will be using it here soon.
If you're in this situation though, you're Steven. You get this free ice cream cone that even if it's not free is 99. What? They're $1, I think.
Yeah.
You get it. It's bad. Are you really complaining? I'm throwing it out and moving on with my day, right? Like, who's going back to the counter? Why are you returning an ice cream cone? Like, how is that even legal? Like I don't get people who return things to restaurants. Like, I just think I hate conflict too much. Like, I'll go to a restaurant, I'll get a garbage meal, and I will eat the whole thing, say nothing, and still tip 20%. I hate confrontation. I don't want it. I don't want it. Well, whereas you're like a little different with this.
There's some times when you need to return things.
You sent in our prep email before the show, you said that yesterday you tried to return ginger beef.
I did.
Why? How?
I ordered Chinese food, and you know how when you order and on the menu it's got like the little peppers on to kind of just tell you how hot it is.
Right, and Lynch hates anything spicy.
Well, there's none. There's no peppers on the side for the hotness scale.
Ginger beef.
But just listen. Okay, if you want to add spice in and stuff, put the little peppers. Put like 1, 2, or 3 on this thing. I got this thing at home, and it was so bloody hot that I couldn't eat it. I had snot pouring out of my face because it was so hot. I'm not lying how hot it was.
Now, I got a couple things about this. Ordering ginger beef when you order Chinese food is the whitest thing you could do because it's not even real Chinese food.
I like ginger beef.
It was invented in Canada.
Yeah, it was like Calgary, was it
not? All ginger beef is like fairly spicy, though. Like there's a spice.
There's spice levels. Put the spice levels on it.
So you get the takeout dish at home. How do you return? So you call the restaurant?
I called them
I'm bringing
and I say,
this back?
Yeah, I called them and I asked them if I could get a different one because this one was super spicy. I couldn't even eat it.
And what did they say?
No. They straight up just told me no.
Yeah.
But I brought some for you to try. I microwaved it a little bit here. And my dish melted.
What is that
My
in?
dish melted. That's how hot it is. But here, I brought you a fork.
Okay.
And just try it. I want you to try it because it is...
I can't wait to eat ginger. What happened to your dish?
I don't
Feels
know.
like it's
It looks like a petri dish.
It does. But I want you to try it.
What? Yeah, but now I'm eating like all
No,
this
it's
plastic
fine.
that
It's
melted
fine.
into this.
It's
This is
fine.
How big was this before it went in?
It wasn't very big. It was like
It's
maybe
all
this
like-
big. Now,
It looks like it's vacuum sealed at the bottom. It looks like space food.
well, I brought you a little taster so you could try it.
I'm more scared of the plastic, but whatever. I'm getting the vaccine. What does it matter at this point?
It's spicy. Like it takes a second for it to kick in. But I'll tell you for free, it is super spicy. Wait for it. Once it kicks
Pretty
in,
good. It's barely. I'm getting.
what are you
nothing,
talking
man.
about? It's barely
I'm getting no spice.
at all. Have another piece. Have another little piece.
Like,
because
I'm getting a little spice, but like the right amount that is.
there you go.
supposed
Eat
to
that
be.
big piece there,
Okay.
and tell me that's not spicy.
Where you got this? It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
If it wasn't as spicy as it is. I almost feel like rinsing it off in the sink and putting like plum sauce on it or something.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
That's the whitest thing ever.
I just rinse it off and put ketchup on it. Maybe mayonnaise. Maybe if I want a little kick, mustard, you know? That's really not spicy. I can't believe you called the restaurant to complain about that.
It's spicy, right?
No.
What do you
That's
know?
like- It's how spicy ginger beef is supposed to be. Like, that's not overpowering. I can't believe you can't eat that.
I can't. It was way too hot.
That's like genuinely Frank's is hotter than that.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
That's way
Why
hotter
would we
than
trust you
Frank.
on spice? You literally just explain how you can't eat anything spicy. I can eat spicy things. I can tell you the difference. That's below jalapeno, and that's probably below Frank's on the spice scale.
Maybe it's because
So
it sat in the
barely.
fridge and, the spice
No,
kind of.
It's just that's how ginger beef is.
Well, it was way too spicy. I had to phone them and they said, no, I can't return it.
I also love how your solution was let's call and try and return delivery Chinese food. Who does that? Why wouldn't you just if it's a spice, like use a little cooking skill, like add something a little sweet, maybe a citrus to just like take it down a notch, and it would have been fine.
Well, maybe I'll try that with the rest of us at home. I don't know. I just thought I'd bring you some so you
Honestly,
can try it out because it was very spicy for me.
I wish you would have brought me more because that was delicious. I can't believe that's what you're
Out of the scale
so
of
sad.
1 to 10 on the spice scale.
1 to 10 on a spice scale. 3?
Come on, a 3.
4? Maybe a 4?
It melted the dish.
No, that was your microwave. Honestly, it was really good.
I'll
really
tell you
good.
where I got it from afterwards.
Okay. Why? Give him a plug.
I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
I had to check my Visa statement.
One time we went out to eat and we went for brunch. This is pre-pandemic. There was, I think, 6 of us at the table. All of us ordered the chicken and waffles. and 5 orders of chicken and waffles came out in a fairly reasonable amount of time. 30 minutes? It was still a little long, but it came. Mine didn't. And this is like the only time I've ever even got like frustrated at a restaurant. So like mine didn't come out. I was like, hey, what about me? You know? And they're like, oh, we forgot one. We'll go make it. 2 hours passed. And we were just sitting there getting drunk and my food still hadn't come out. And like, it's not like 2 hours passed and we hadn't said anything. It's like, we're like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, oh, they're working on it. Like, and then after that 2 hours, they brought out like a sandwich, like a chicken sandwich, not chicken and waffles. And I was like, what? It got to the point where I walked down the street and got a donair and then just brought it back to the restaurant and ate it at the table. And they never brought out my chicken and waffles. And even in that situation, I barely complained.
Which is BS. Yeah, you should have complained.
I barely
big
complained.
time.
I mentioned like, hey, you never ended up actually even bringing me my food. And she went, oh yeah, sorry. I was like, what?
And they watched you eat the donair at the table in their restaurant.
Then they gave us the bill for free, which then I tipped and I left money on the table because that's the type of person I am.
I would not have done that.
I have a real like tipping problem. I tip 20% no matter where I go for everything, no matter what it is. Gas stations, takeout, delivery, everything. 20%. Everybody gets 20%. I'm so paranoid that like I go to the same coffee shop every day for the most part. And I'm so paranoid that like if I tip one barista more than the other barista, that barista's going to hate me and like fuck with my order. And they're going to talk about how much that generic white guy tips. Like, I'm so scared of that.
Why are you so
like, I'll
afraid
tip
of
the people
that?
who are horrible just because I don't want them to be worse.
Like if they're bad, just tip the amount that you need to do to have the tip out in the back and the front.
I don't know. It's 20% on everything. I go to a Circle K and I buy a pack of gum and they got a tip option. I'm tipping 20% on gum. I don't know why. It's a real.
You know, we're unemployed right now, right? You probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah, probably not the best time. Although we got ads.
That's right. We do.
You're hearing ads. You probably heard an ad. So we're rich now. Making lots of money. Alexi, you get your check yet?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, before we wrap this up, we need to talk about this panic buying of gasoline in the U.S. I've saw all the memes. I've saw the photos, but I haven't read any of the actual news articles, so I don't get why people are panic buying gasoline. You sent me the news. So can you please explain it?
Well, hackers, they went and hacked into Colonial Pipeline, which is one of the major gas distributors down in the States, in the southern states.
The hackers hacked the pipeline.
They had, what was the
Like
ransom?
the
It was like
system, I guess?
$5 million for, they wanted the ransom for it to turn everything back on.
Interesting. Okay.
So people have been panic buying gasoline. And I don't know if you've seen, like Tyler said, the memes or anything online where there's actually videos of people filling up Tupperware containers on the ground with gasoline and putting them in their vehicles. There's ones of people filling up plastic bags with gas.
Like grocery bags.
Yeah, for real.
And it's just gas. Gas is going to eat through that so
100%.
fast.
Like, you can't use a Safeway bag?
Yeah, like it will eat through that. Whatever you put the gasoline in is going to end up like this.
Yeah.
Ginger beef container, like all mangled and messed up. I remember being a kid. It was not super environmentally friendly. Okay. My dad is a bit of a redneck and we'd have big bonfires and you light it with gasoline. And like, I remember one time I tried to like pour from a jerry can into a water bottle to like, just so I had a little bit of gas, not the whole jerry can. And I'm walking it over to the fire and it like ate through the like cheap Nestle water bottles. Like it'll eat through that level of plastic.
It's thin.
Yeah. And then that was a bad situation because it was like started leaking through and I was like, oh no. So then I threw it from a distance and then it lit up all the way back. Almost burnt down.
Yeah, don't do that one, kids.
Yeah, don't do that. But these people put it in grocery bags and then
in Tupperware containers. And then there's people filling their vehicles up with jerry cans full of gas. And I don't know if you've heard this story or not, but of course it came out of Florida where a guy
Can we pause for 1 second
Yes.
before we get into Florida? How nice is it that people are panic buying gasoline and it's not pandemic related?
Yeah.
You know, like when I saw the memes, I was like, God damn it, what is this virus fucked up now? You know, like that was my first thought. Right back to the toilet paper situation, all that. Hearing this, I'm like, oh, that's fun. Hacker pipeline? What?
But they're also telling
Nothing
people
to do with the vid?
don't panic buy. There's no need to panic buy.
Right.
Because things are back online again right now.
Right.
But like people have been filling up their jerry cans like full in the vehicle. And one guy left the gas station with his Hummer, his H2, filled with
Which
jerry
is the
cans.
ultimate Florida man vehicle.
Yes.
A Hummer H2. Probably like if I was to guess, it's probably like a 2002,
Probably.
2003. That's when they were like real big and bulky. God, that's
Lots
a
of
Florida
room.
man vehicle.
Lots
Yeah.
of room for jerry cans in this thing. And the guy leaves the gas station. And then as soon as he leaves, decides to light up a smoke.
Hell yeah.
And the vehicle exploded.
Oh no.
The guy is okay, I guess.
Oh yeah.
He refused medical treatment when the EMS came. But my God, man.
Oh my God.
He refused medical treatment. Do you think it's because he can't afford it?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't want to sell this Hummer.
I just spent all that money on the gas. I can't afford it. God damn.
I got my own medicine. It's meth. I drive a Hummer. I get it filled with gasoline. You don't think I do meth? I'm fine. I'll take this Hummer apart, put it back together again in an hour.
I'm going to go to a pick and pull.
Yeah. God. So blows himself up, refuses medical attention. Is that now a crime? Like, is it at the point, is he going to get charged for something? I feel like that should be illegal. Like you're.
Yeah. Do you just put that down on stupidity? Like, I know that officials were saying that if he had did that at the pumps, the whole gas station would have exploded. That's how big the explosion was from the vehicle. His vehicle's toast. I'm surprised this guy made it out alive. Like, what the hell?
Florida. We haven't talked about Florida in so long.
I know.
I feel weird about it. I'm going to be honest. Because I started talking about Florida. I started doing a segment on Florida in college radio. And a decade ago, like before it was really before Florida man was a thing. Like I just started noticing all these stories out of Florida. Like I'm not saying I by any means am the only one who noticed, but it was like way before it was a big trend. And then we talked about Florida, three to five Florida stories a week.
Yep.
Since we started radio.
And they
together.
Just continuously come out.
And then it's so easy. But then we came over here and we've got so many emails. People are like, where's the Florida stories? Blah, blah, blah. But there's a podcast on this network called Florida where they only talk about Florida stories. And that's fine. Yeah, like do your thing. But I feel weird bringing up Florida stories now because I'm like, that's already covered. Like if you want Florida stories, go listen to them. But like then at the same point in time, I'm like, I'm pretty fucking good at finding Florida stories.
Yeah. We've been doing it for a long ass time.
Real long time.
I think there's probably enough Florida stories to go around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's so many.
Maybe we should guest on their podcast and like just see how much they really know about Florida. Cause like, I don't know. I got some stories, you know?
Yeah.
I'd be willing to go on there and talk about it.
My God. But yeah, that's
so
your
Florida man.
That's your latest one.
Yeah, that's your latest. Florida man blows up Hummer H2 filled with gasoline bought because of hacker after lighting cigarette. That's the short headline, I think.
He's in
that's
flavor country.
Yeah. I want to know what he looks like. Is there a photo of him?
He probably looks like Seal. A little charred up.
Oh, he looks like Seal. There's no photo of him.
No.
I'm picturing like Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
Like that. Guy Fieri.
Fieri.
Those photos of the Hummer are wild though. Damn.
Yeah, blew the damn thing right up.
Ah, God, it's so nice to hear. Yeah, a non-COVID panic buy story. That is, what a treat. That's nice.
Thank you, Florida.
Thank you. Let's wrap this up. We got to get out of here. If you notice, not drinking out of our reusable coffee cups today.
Yeah. No.
Cold brew season is here. I can't wait to shake and panic and have my anxiety skyrocket with the levels of caffeine I'm about to intake. And I just want to give a big shout out to my girlfriend who finished the coffee this morning and didn't replace it. So then I had to go get this.
It sounds like you're really heartbroken over that.
It sounds like she hates the environment.
So this is on her.
Yeah. I couldn't make it at home with my reusable cup. I had to go get this stupid friggin' plastic cup. This is going to end up in a turtle's stomach and it's going to be all her fault.
Or you could just wash that out and reuse it again.
After seeing what happens to this takeout container with just a little heat, I'm not.
That's the ginger beef, I tell you.
Big thank you to Jim Bob John for the original music. A big thank you to Jessica Wong for the graphics. Thank you to 604 and the Comedy Here Off of Podcast Network. Go check out some of the other shows. Florida, give it a go. I got to listen to that one. Admittedly, I haven't listened. I want to check that one out. Maybe they'll let us on.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Be like,
we're like
experts been talking about
that
Florida
state
for like a long time.
Yeah.
And big thank you to producer Alexi for being here as always. Just keep sending us emails, tylerandlynch@gmail.com. Shout out to Marcus and Steven for the ones this episode. And send us voice memos, send us stories, send us whatever it is, things you want us to talk about, guests. We get some other guest ideas coming up, so we'll have some more guest episodes. And please rate, review, subscribe, leave a comment, give it a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube, all that kind of stuff. It does make a big difference in the algorithms. The algorithms.
Sponsors as well.
Yeah, sponsors would be nice.
You can even email us too.
We got one. Before we leave, can I just read like this scam ass email we got? I just want to shout out this dumb company. Where is it? This is, if you want to stop listening now, you can feel free. It's from Joe Sinkwitz. Hi there. I came across your YouTube channel and was wondering if you ever do product reviews or influencer campaigns. If you do, we'd love to have you on our network doing commissioned videos and product reviews. It's just, some people just like think, like, who's falling for this shit? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, the whole thing is so scammy.
Is he like an Arabian Prince?
Not an Arabian Prince. He gives you products to review, apparently. You just have to send them all of your information.
Oh, okay, cool.
And they'll give you no money. So shout out to Joe for sending that email in.
Thanks.
Really appreciate that.
We'll get back to you.
Yeah, things are going well. We got at it now. Things are fine. Okay, let's wrap this up. Chad Kroger, we hope to see you soon.